Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Hardcore Challenge Live, the official webcast of the Hardcore Challenge, which is, as you all know, the pinnacle of fantasy football competition. And we are in the playoff stretch. Out-of-division play ended this weekend in Week 10, and all teams this week will turn back into their division schedule and play their last 3 games against their division rivals. So it's all going to come down to head-to-head in divisions, as a lot of them got very, very tight and close in Week 10. So it's going to be a very tight stretch, and the division races are going to completely determine it as we go down the stretch to see who makes the playoffs here. Number 1 in the AFC and the defending champ, Tom, owner of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, beat me and basically put me on life support now as I drop to 4-6. Puts me in a rough playoff spot, and I pretty much have to win out. And yeah, don't remind me, Tom. But I'm gonna have to win out, and I'm gonna need some help. So it really put me deep in the oh shit mode. But we put the oh shit list away, because now we're talking about bubble. You're either on the bubble or you're dead. Because with 3 weeks left, there's no more, you done passed the oh shit stage. Now it's, you need to run it or you're dead. So let's take a quick look at what we're looking at with how things shook out in Week 10. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood continued their winning ways. They're still number 1 in the league now and number 1 in the AFC, as they just passed fantasy points, just passed Gary of Skull Crushers in points scored. Gary also won for his 4th straight, moving to 8-2, staying number 1 overall in the NFC. Now, there are some division races that are very, very tight. Let's start with the AFC. Well, actually, before I get to that, I want to touch on the upset of the week. The upset of the week took place in the NFC as Mob Adjacent took down Mo Betta Butta, who had come in leading the division and needing to keep pace with the streaking and the hottest team in the league, Donkey Punch, who's won 6 straight and won the game of the week. So Donkey Punch getting it done, and Mo slipped up and lost to Mob Adjacent. Kristen, one of our 2 female owners, who's keeping her hopes alive, as she's won 2 in a row now, and has crawled back to 4-6, and has put herself in a very distant chance at a wild card. So let's take a quick look at the division, because I want to spend a little more time on the playoff picture. So let's do a quick run through of where we are in the division races. Starting in the AFC, you've got the Great White North Division, as Tom has damn near all but locked up the division crown. He's got a solid 3-game lead on Knox Vegas Anarchy. There is a possibility, but at 9-1 and second place is 6-4, I don't see it happening. If Tom wins 1 game, it's locked. I don't see how there's any way he doesn't win the division. So that's what you're looking at in the Great White North. But you've got Knox Vegas Anarchy, Kevin, who looked like he was gonna just kind of hanging around there threatening, but he's lost 2 in a row here down the stretch, and that's hurt him and dropped him back to 6-4. In the Elite East, you've got Bison Broncos at 7-3, a former champion, and new owner Stone Ponies. Ryan sitting right behind him at 6-4, 1 game out of the lead. Both teams come off a win. In the Wild West, you've got Stinky Pinky, former champion, 6-3-1, has won 3 in a row. Hey, they finally have come to life, as Ben has put together a 3-game winning streak and just completely grabbed hold of the Wild West division. This could be his second Wild West division crown in a row. This could be his 2nd division crown in a row, and another playoff appearance for Stinky Pinky this season. Bleeding Green dropped a tough one that they needed to win, and they're 5-5, game and a half behind Stinky Pinky. So it's still a possibility. The other two teams in that division, Tama Tears, Matt, what the hell happened? You put up 58 freaking points this week. Good Lord, man. And you even tried. I don't even know what to say except I'm sorry. But he's lost 4 in a row. King Salami's lost 5 in a row. That is a 2-dog race right now. In the dirty south of the AFC, you've got the Beaver Street Roar, Super Bowl runner-up from last year. Number 2 currently in the AFC. They're sitting at 8-2. Behind them, you got All Pro Afro at 5-5. So, also a solid 3-game lead. Those are looking like the two teams that are possibly going to have a first-round bye coming into the playoffs. Now, looking over at the NFC, you got Skull Crushers, who is sitting atop the NFC, but they're only holding that number 1 spot by 1 game, as Donkey Punch has won 6 straight, won the game of the week this week, and they are on a run right now at 7-3 and have claimed sole possession of the Wild West, as Ghostman and Mo Betta Butta both dropped and slid a game back. In the Elite East, the Pack Attack is back. Never. Corey, he's an OG in the league, man. Never made the playoffs. And it's looking like this might be his year. He's put back-to-back wins together and stepped up and claimed sole possession at 6-4. Average Joe in the Dirty South. Owner Joe has finally, somebody has stepped it up and claimed, looking like they're wanting to claim the Dirty South. It was getting to look like a rough division. It was one of the weakest there for a minute. And Joey's Tank Top finally gets off the snide and wins the game. As they had just went on a 5-game skid prior, and they needed a win bad, and that kept their hopes alive. So, with all that being said, what really matters is the second season and where it shakes out for the playoffs. That's what we all care about. Can't make no money, can't win no ring, can't hoist no trophy if you don't get into the playoffs. In the AFC, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Beaver Street Roar, both teams that were in the Hardcore Bowl 8 last year are the top 2 seeds in the AFC. They are holding your first-round byes right now in the AFC. Your other division winners, leading their division right now, Bison Broncos and Stinky Pinky. That only leaves the 2 wild cards in the AFC. Currently, if the playoffs were to start today, you have the 6-4 Knox Vegas Anarchy and the 6-4 Stone Ponies, both new owners. Ryan and Kevin would both be in the playoffs with the wild card spots. Now, sitting right behind them, you've got Brady Bunch at 5-5, All Pro Afro at 5-5, Bleeding Green at 5-5, Pale Horseman at 5-5, myself, the Silver and Black Attack at 4-6, and Tama Tears. Even though they lost 4 in a row, they're still only 4-6, and they are absolutely not mathematically eliminated yet. Those are your bubble teams. Brady Bunch, All Pro Afro, Bleeding Green, and Pale Horseman are only 1 game out of the wild card spot. Myself and Tama Tears are only 2 games out, with 3 games remaining. So, it's still completely doable. Those teams are on the bubble. The 2 4-6 teams, myself and Tama Tears, we're really on the bubble. Now, Zeke and Destroy, King Salami, Oh My Odell Yes, and Big Dog. Y'all are just dead. You get to try and play spoilers the rest of the year. You're dead. You're flatlined. We've hung toe tags on your ass. I'm sorry. We're calling your families to let them know you're deceased. In the NFC, your top 2 seeds right now are number 1, Skull Crushers, leader of the Great White North. Number 2, Donkey Punch, leader of the Wild West. Those would be your first round byes in the NFC. Your other division leaders right now are Average Joe in the Dirty South and Pack Attack in the Elite East. Those 2 would also be in the playoffs as division champions. Your 2 wild cards currently are Mo Betta Butta and Vandalay Industries. They're both sitting at 6-4. You also have Ghostman, also new owner Scott, who is sitting at 6-4, but Scott has lost to both Mo Betta Butta and Vandalay Industries, which gives both of those owners the nod currently in the tiebreaker over Ghostman. So, your bubble teams are Mo Bevda Butter at 6-4. Vandalay Industries at 6-4. Those are your two wildcard teams, your bubble teams. 6-4 Ghostman. They are number one. They have the same record as the two teams that have the wild card. It's just head-to-head matchups. And they're going to have to play Mo down the stretch in their division matchup. So that's a head-to-head matchup that's going to be huge. Because if Mo can take down Ghostman, that gives him the sweep for the season. And Ghostman, really, he's probably not going to be able to pass Mo. Now, your 5-5 teams, just like the AFC, are all sitting one game out of the wild card spot. As you've got Renegade Misfits, Travis, playoff owner from last season, has won 3 in a row and come back to life. They're 5-5 and one game out of a wild card. Knoxville Assassins, former champion, 5-5, one game out. I Am Groot, former champion, 5-5, one game out. And Joey's Tank Top, who finally got off the snide, they're also 5-5 and one game out. Mava Jason is hanging on the very edge of the bubble, as Kristen won a big game in the upset of the week, moving her to 4-6, only 2 games out. She would need help to make it. Take it deep, the Bears, the Bandits, the Dirt Dogs. I'm sorry. You guys are dead. Dun, dun, dun. You get to play spoilers the rest of the season, because we've officially had to toe tag your asses. You 4 are dead. There's no playoff race for you. Your race is over. I'm sorry. And there's no consolation prizes either. So, better luck next year. Make sure you got some solid keepers. That's all I can say. So there's your playoff pictures. Skull Crusher and Donkey Punch, looking at first round buys right now. Beaver Street Roar, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Both owners were in Hardcore Bowl 8 last year. Also looking at first round buys. That's your power right there. That's your power. There's really only a handful of teams that are mathematically eliminated in both divisions. You've got 12 teams still fighting for playoff spots in both. 4 teams in both are eliminated. So 12 teams, 24 teams league-wide. Only 12 of them are going to make it. That field's going to get cut in half in 3 weeks. 24 teams still fighting for 12 playoff spots. It's going to get interesting down the stretch. Everybody starts their division, second round of your division schedules this week. Shit's about to get real. Are you ready for the challenge? You better be. Come back tomorrow as we pick our game of the week, unveil it, and break it down. It's week 11. It's a playoff run. I got to win every damn game. I can't lose another to even have a shot. I know there's some other in the same situation as me, so. Hey. It's time. Better be ready. Good luck. Game on.